Just look at the walls here. Absolutely crazy. The amount of art, graffiti. We got bro kind of spitting on the speaker here. All right, we're approaching the infamous flower clock now here. Made it on the sands. Time to get to climbing. Pretty crazy. It's just right here, right next to the road. Again, this view is just gotta be the best view in Valparaíso. What's up, guys? It's Ryan, and welcome back to another video. We are here in Valparaíso. Just got here yesterday. If you didn't see that video, make sure to go watch that. I had just got to my new place, and after a little bit of struggle there, I ended up having to change where I was staying. So now I am in a different spot, and I am a little bit more north, actually, in the Viña del Mar area. Actually, a little bit more north than that in an area called Concón, which kind of sounds like Cancun, Mexico. But yeah, this place is sick. Cancun is kind of a more luxury area here in Valparaíso, it sounds like. My Uber driver was telling me all about it. It's a little bit more of a safe area, but definitely a lot more expensive. So I'll show you where I'm staying real quick. So you walk in the front door, little kitchen area, living room, bedroom. But the views are absolutely insane. As you can see, we've got a nice little balcony. It's a pretty beautiful day today. And as you can see, most people have pools here. And when that's the case, you know it's a pretty nice place. Definitely a little bit more expensive. It is a little bit out of the way to get back to Viña del Mar or downtown Valparaíso, but I think it's worth it to be able to stay in a place like this. And funny enough, one of the more popular things to do here is actually literally right over here. It's the Dunes de Cancun. And you can sandboard on those dunes over there. Because I was doing some research trying to figure out, I got a full day here, what am I gonna do? And that's one of the most popular things to do. So I might try to do that today. I think it's a little bit more popular in the summertime, but we'll see if they're still doing it today, if you can still rent a board today. Might be a little colder, but still probably would be a lot of fun. Other than that, we go through the day today, and I'm gonna show you all of what the Valparaíso area has to offer. So enough talking, we're gonna get ready and we'll get on with our day. All right. We are on the move now. We're currently getting an Uber to the Cerro area, which is like downtown Valparaíso area, I think. And then from there, we're just gonna see where it takes us. I do have to be careful with my phone because yesterday when I got here, every local was telling me there's a lot of pickpocketers and stuff, so gotta be careful with recording in some areas, but I'm gonna do my best to give you guys a full experience along with mine without losing my phone. So we're headed there now. Should be there in like 15 minutes, and then we'll go from there. All right, we have made it to the Cerro area, where some of the most popular areas in Valparaíso are. Initial impressions, there is graffiti everywhere and artwork everywhere on literally every single wall. Fairly busy for a Wednesday afternoon, and as you can see, the roads are all brick here. But we're just gonna walk around a little bit. Tons of people are taking pictures. Just a picturesque area. Now the spot is very popular, but it does sound like in recent years it's become not as popular, just because it's come a little bit more grimy almost, in a sense. Like a lot of the graffiti isn't the nicest, and it covers up some of the nice artwork. So that's why there's mixed opinions on coming here or not if you are visiting Santiago area. But as a whole, again, I wanted to get my own experience and show you guys from my view. So we'll walk around a little bit. There's a couple of spots in this area I want to go to. I think one of them is down this alleyway. Maps is only so helpful when you're going through these back alleys and stuff, but we're going to the Concepcion Valparaíso, I think is the name of it. Again, another more picturesque area to check out before we go on the funicular ride, which kind of sounds like you have to do while you're here, which I don't know what that totally entails, but we'll check out this spot first. Are they just walking down random alleys here? Nobody's here. Definitely not an area I'd want to check out when it's dark though. I mean, you can see there's nicer artwork, and then there's just like graffiti everywhere. There's a dog here, but tons of artwork. This is a very nice mural. But it's like I said, it's a mix of really cool, like beautiful art and just grimy. Very unique for sure though. There's so many artists. I think that's the biggest thing I've noticed is just throughout Chile, the amount of artists there are. Like even walking through Santiago, there's artwork everywhere. It's okay. Thank you. That guy I just passed was offering coffee. I think they got little vendors set up here too. Because again, this is a very touristy area. I think probably the most in Valparaíso. But as we continue to walk down, there's several different ways we can go. Artwork everywhere. This area down here, And over here, they're even painting the walls. This is really cool. They got these bike frames up here that are painted. I think everything here is painted. Now we're getting to more of the restaurants. It's like I might have gone in a little backwards. Very, very interesting place for sure. Just artwork everywhere. I'm trying to figure out what this staircase is supposed to be. Hopscotch. Oh, it's just kids doing hopscotch, it looks like. And if you couldn't tell, this area is kind of on a hill. So it's a lot of climbing up and down to be able to explore all this place. I don't know if I'll be able to see everything, but I'll do my best effort. Something about these brick roads too just makes it feel more authentic. There's definitely streets that are busier and quieter. This one's pretty quiet, but all of a sudden you'll take a turn and there'll be a very busy one. And if you see here, this truck is broken into. I've heard a lot of stories about that happening. Very common thing to see is people steal or rob you kind of any chance you get. Got to be careful with this. As much as I want to show you guys, I got to be hesitant where I record. So I'm not only getting looks for clearly not being from here, but I'm also getting tons of looks for recording with my phone out. Still got to capture all this unique Chilean culture though. Oh, and here we're getting a view over the water. This looks nice. Here's the hillside with all of the houses. Almost reminds me of like pictures of Italy almost. And then over the water here. I think the port is like kind of right over here. So you see all the boats kind of sitting in the water there. And you can kind of see down below us tons of locals kind of in the more downtown area. This goes kind of all the way down here though, it looks like. If I go that way though, it'll just reconnect me kind of where I started. So we're gonna go on that funicular ride now. So let's see what that's all about. I have no idea what it is, but again, it's popular. Okay, so we actually ended up doing a little bit of a circle back to where we started. So that's how we have to get to this funicular ride. But we're almost there. So here, again, kind of the central spot. It's where a lot of people are. The restaurants, shops are located. There's definitely some interesting looking people here though. What's nice to see though is there's a cop car here. So I feel a little safer. We are getting closer to the area we want to be in though. That I know for sure. Here we got some more vendors. Different art being sold. No cafeterias. This kid's just chilling, eating chips. And here, I think, is where the ride is. At least that's what I would assume. Because this is where Google Maps is taking me. Not really sure how this works. I got a slide here. Okay, and then, yeah, it looks like in here is something. Okay, so the ride goes from there to here. Okay, clearly I didn't understand what this was at all, and I feel like you can't blame me, but yeah, I think we're at the top of the ride right now, so I need to go down the hill to go back up it. I really wasn't sure what this was. I thought it went like across the hill or something, but I guess not. Okay, I take it back. You actually can go down, apparently. It's not just up, because these people that just left are going down it now. The funicular ride. Sounds like that'll take too long, so I'm not trying to just wait around. You can still see it from the outside. Honestly, the views, I can see just as much from here. Over the area of Valparaíso, we'll just take the old-fashioned way of walking up and down the stairs instead of using some fancy elevator type thing. It definitely does hold a lot of significance though. Sounds like it's a pretty historic spot. Okay, I'm walking down, but yeah, you can see the funicular ride going here right now. That's what I could have been doing if I wanted to wait like half an hour. Short little ride, obviously. But you get to experience traditional Chile. But yeah, I think that most people do it just so they don't have to go up these stairs that I'm going down right now. But I ended up going in the reverse way, I guess. So I didn't have to do that. I get into the bottom of these stairs now, and I definitely just walked by 3 thugs of some kind. Couldn't record them or else I probably wouldn't have my phone anymore. Again, luckily it is the middle of the day, so I don't think they're gonna necessarily try something, but you never know. So yeah, I just came down here and just look at the walls here. Absolutely crazy. The amount of art, graffiti. Not all of it looks nice, but there's no doubt that there is a lot of it. And then here on the left is the actual entrance of this funicular ride. It's like they got a bunch of souvenirs and stuff in here too. It's like a little cafe. I think now though we're kind of back at the bottom area. And with that being the case, I think we can kind of head out of this area and go on to the next. I want to be able to check out the rest of Valparaíso and Viña del Mar in the daylight, so we gotta get out of here. To be completely honest, I'm not too blown away about everything here, and I can see why it's not a must-do anymore, but it's still cool to see, I guess, most of the stuff in person. Tons of little shops, restaurants, but again, graffiti literally on everything, everywhere. Just the fact that I have to be on constant edge here too kind of brings it down a point or two. Now we're back at the public transportation spot though, so we're gonna head to Viña del Mar. Viña del Mar is kind of a step up from Valparaíso as far as quality, I guess, of people, maybe that is. And there's a cool little area to check out there, so let's head that way. So headed to Viña del Mar now, and in specifically we're going to the flower clock. It looks like I can take this train that kind of goes right near the coast. So we're gonna try to figure that out as we walk that way. Here's the area we're walking in right now. Again, I don't think this is the safest area to be as a foreigner, but they got like a little market going on, selling clothes and other crafts and goods. The locals gotta get their money, so they do these little market areas, even on a Wednesday. I think this probably goes on every day, but yeah. Kind of gotta limit my recording here so I don't get robbed. If you watched my video the day I got here, it's like the same area everyone was telling me to not have my phone out, so I'm gonna try to keep that to a low. All right, we're kind of out on the coast area now. Got through all of the market area. Gotta cross the street real quick. The vendors don't stop here though. They got what? Chocolate, strawberries, sunglasses. The locals are just hustling out here. But right up here, as you can see, is where the train picks up. So let's see if I can get my way on it. I have the BIP card, which is kind of like the Chilean transportation card. Not sure if it's gonna work on the train though. We'll see. We got bro kind of spitting on the speaker here though. So here's the BIP card. Let's see if this works. Nope, didn't work. Okay, it looks like you have to put your credit card here. Let me try Apple Pay, see if that works. Okay, seemingly Apple Pay works. Now everyone's running to get on this train, so I should probably run too. Here it is. Kind of their main transportation here in Valparaíso. A lot of people. All right, we just got off the train. Now we're on this bridge going across the freeway, but we're walking over to the Viña del Mar area. This stop is the closest you can get to Viña del Mar without going inland too much. So we get a nice walk along the coast. So we just gotta walk pretty much this way for like 10 minutes and we'll be there. And I honestly have no idea how much that train even cost me. So I used Apple Pay. Didn't say how much it was. And I look at my bank and it didn't get charged anything. So we'll see if I get charged later or not, but I can't imagine it's very expensive. Going from Concón to Valparaíso was like a $10 Uber, so I can't believe it would be more than $1 on that train. As we're walking over to Viña del Mar, you can see just over there, right on the end of the coast, that's where we're gonna end up for sunset, as long as all things go to plan. Apparently one of the best sunsets in Valparaíso is there, and you can do sandboarding, I think. I can't believe people are hanging out on the beach right now. I mean, it's sunny, but it's still technically like winter season. I guess these locals are just used to the weather here. They don't care what the temperature is. They're soaking up that sun when they can get it. All right, we're approaching the infamous flower clock now here in Viña del Mar. Apparently one of the top attractions here in Viña del Mar. And I must say, it is pretty cool. It's a clock made of flowers, and it actually works. They even got police out here making sure no one's messing with it. But look at this. They must have to do a lot to maintain this. Got a vendor over here selling some Chile merch. But yeah, according to maps, Viña del Mar, this is kind of the main thing to see on this part. Now we can walk down into the strip, so we'll do a little bit of that. But when I was driving through it yesterday with my driver, he was saying to not really spend too much time there unless I wanted to get robbed. So I don't really want to do that. It is beautiful through here with all the palm trees though. Sunny day. Here's my current way of walking to the central part of Viña del Mar. I could be on that side on the coast, but I don't know how I do that without getting hit by a car. All right, after walking about 20 minutes, we're kind of more inland here in Viña del Mar. Just a ton of apartments, hotels, stores in this area, and more just people in general. Again, I said this is kind of like a upper scale Valparaíso, and then you go into Cancun area, and it's like the most luxurious area. So we're getting to see a little bit of everything today. Tell you what though, there's a ton of traffic here. It is kind of rush hour, 5 p.m. Got a nice fountain over here. And this right here is actually a casino. One of the more popular things to do here in Viña del Mar. So popular, in fact, that my Uber driver was telling me that I could come here. I don't think I'll be doing that. I don't think it's the best habit to have. Don't get me wrong, I'll gamble a little bit in moderation with friends, but not necessarily something I'd want to do by myself in a foreign country. It is an idea though, if you are here. Come by, go gamble a little bit. Looks like a super nice casino, and it's definitely the only one here. No matter what country I go to, casinos, everyone likes to gamble. And as I'm walking, I'm seeing these cars with these things around their steering wheels. So curious what they are. I wonder if that's to prevent people from stealing their car, or if it's something they have to put on, kind of like a breathalyzer in the US. Honestly, I have no idea, but I am very curious. If any Chileans are in the comments, let me know. We're now just kind of walking on the main avenue here in Viña del Mar. Not too much to see besides some restaurants, a lot of cars, some hotels as well, I guess. We'll walk down here for a little bit, but we gotta head up north a little bit to get to those sand dunes before the sun sets, because the views from there are gonna be amazing. Apparently people rollerblading here is a thing too, because I did see it a lot in Santiago. I didn't know Chileans loved rollerblading so much though, but that's what you get to know about a place when you come there. Now I know. I've been just walking down this street for a little while now and kind of out on the coast area again. I actually have a little bit of a boardwalk over here and you can go check out, and some other vendors. I think out here is where a lot of people also watch sunset, kind of get a view of Valparaíso over on the left, and then Concón and Viña del Mar over here on the right. You can see what some of these vendors are selling now. Some like kaleidoscopes, rocks, gems. Over here they got some other knickknacks. Just really stupid stuff that tourists would want to buy. Also seems to be the spot for the locals to kind of just chill. There's some music, get each other up. Overall, just good vibes going on here. You can imagine how busy this place gets on a weekend. I'm sure everyone's out here. I think we've done enough wandering through this area though. I think it's time we head to the dunes. Go watch the sunset and even maybe ride on the dunes. We'll see. All right, we're waiting for our Uber now to head to the dunes. I was gonna try to take the bus because like I said, I have that bib card. Little did I know it doesn't work here in Viña del Mar. I guess it's just a Santiago thing, I think. Kind of lame, but yeah. So that's why we are taxiing and not getting the local bus experience. All right, after a little drive, we made it to the dunes. So as you can see, this is where everyone walks up. Right now it's about 7 p.m. Sunset's at 7:45. So we'll walk up, find a spot, enjoy this beautiful sunset. It is cool right here. They got a big grocery store too and a gym. Maybe we can briefly check out afterwards. For now, we gotta get to climbing this dune. Made it on the sands. Time to get to climbing. Pretty crazy. It's just right here, right next to the road. And there's nothing harder than walking through sand. Walking, running, doing anything in sand just makes it 10 times harder. We're just about here. Let's see what we're working with. You can see the sunset in there. Not really any other people over here. But if you look over here, it's a few people. Honestly, the view is probably better over there. So we're gonna walk that direction. And like I was saying, supposedly there's sandboarding here. Not seeing it yet, but we're gonna be looking. Yeah, see, this is where everyone's set up for the sunset. Oh, I see someone with a sandboard. There's a couple of them around here. I'm not sure where they got them. I thought you could rent them here, but I'm not seeing anywhere to rent them. They must have brought them. They look like locals. But yeah, as you can see, there's a few people here. And now we get to enjoy the sunset. We're going up to the tippity top. Wow. The dunes over there too. Get a view of Valparaíso on the coastline. All right, we found a spot to watch this. More and more people keep showing up here. Definitely a popular spot. Can't go wrong when you're on a sand dune right next to the ocean in Chile. Life is crazy. All right, we moved down a little bit over here, but it's getting pretty damn nice. The sunset between the wind being freezing cold and getting a bunch of sand everywhere, including in my eyes. Definitely making it a challenge, but again, this view is just gotta be the best view in Valparaíso. That's it. Well, the sun is leaving for the day, and I think it's time for me to leave because I am absolutely freezing. Get me out of here. All right, we just made it back to the place. So that will wrap up the whole day here in Valparaíso. We got to do quite a bit. Got to see just about everything there is to see while you're staying here in Valparaíso. Definitely some cool spots. That first area we went to, I don't know, it's cool, but it's definitely, I see why it's kind of getting some flack nowadays, it sounds like. Kind of felt on edge most of the time. People around there were kind of seemed a little suspect. But as a whole, it was cool seeing that street and then going from there into Viña del Mar. Popular area for tourists to hang out, and then finishing the night at the dunes here in Cancun. It was beautiful sunset, so really cool day as a whole. With that being said, do I think it's worth coming out to Valparaíso if you are in Santiago? I would say come out here, but only on like a day trip, maybe do a day tour from Santiago. I don't think you necessarily need to spend more than a day or two to be able to see everything there is. And again, it's not too much to see unless you're staying up in this area where I'm staying in Cancun. It's a lot nicer, but don't get a place in Valparaiso. It's not the nicest, but definitely worth a visit to see some of the cool stuff around here, especially these dunes. Again, I had an eventful day. I enjoyed it, and I still have my phone, so that was a big accomplishment. Didn't get into any trouble there. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.